Last summer, a man stood at a Bass Pro register holding a spool of braided line, a rod, and a small cooler. The total came to just under $500. He paid it, like we all have. Then, a week later, he wandered through the fishing aisle at Walmart while his wife shopped, and he stopped cold. The same braid fiber, $9. A rod with the same grade of graphite, $37. A cooler that holds ice within a day of his, $50. He did the math right there in the aisle. $400 of difference, and no fish would ever know. That math is happening in a million heads right now, and it is changing where American anglers spend their money. Today, I am going to tell you the whole story. How Bass Pro became the cathedral of American fishing. What you are actually paying for when you walk under that waterfall. And why the smart money is walking out. Before we start, I put everything in this video, and every price I've ever verified, into one book, The Logo Tax. It's the whole map for beating the tackle industry, and it's linked in the description and pinned comment. Let's get into it. And let me be clear about something up front, because this story only makes sense if you understand it. Bass Pro was never a scam. It is one of the great American retail stories ever told. In 1972, a young fisherman named Johnny Morris could not find good tackle in Springfield, Missouri, so he started selling lures from 8 square feet of space in the back of his father's liquor store. 8 square feet. That was the entire empire. For 13 years, it stayed a single location, growing on one simple promise: a fisherman who actually cared, selling gear that actually worked. Anglers did not just shop there, they believed in it because it was built by one of us. And it grew into something no one had ever seen. Stores like cathedrals, waterfalls in the lobby, aquariums with living bass swimming over your head, a mounted elk watching you pick out hooks. Going to Bass Pro stopped being shopping and became a family pilgrimage. Kids begged to go. Grandfathers planned road trips around it. No tackle shop on earth could compete with a national park that had a cash register. And one by one, the little shops with the handwritten price tags went dark. And in 2017 came the crowning move. Bass Pro bought Cabela's, its greatest rival, for roughly $5 billion. Think about what that means for a second. The two giants of American outdoor retail, the two names that spent decades keeping each other honest on price, became one company, one buyer, one set of shelves, from Florida to Alaska. One company now sat on top of American outdoor retail like a king on a throne. And a king does not have to compete. A king only has to collect. Scroll any hunting or fishing forum from the years after that deal, and you will find the same 3 words over and over from lifelong Cabela's men. They ruined Cabela's. Warranty service that used to be legendary became a phone maze. House brand gear that used to be a safe bet started coming back described as mediocre at best. The loyalists were not being dramatic. They were grieving. But here is the turn, and I want you to sit with it. Waterfalls are not free. Aquariums are not free. A $5 billion acquisition is definitely not free. Every gallon of that waterfall, every foot of that aquarium glass, is paid for at the register by you, built into the price of line and hooks and coolers. And at some point, the company selling you the experience also started selling you the products. Look at the shelves today. Pro Qualifier, Offshore Angler, White River, Bass Pro's own house brands, sitting on Bass Pro's own shelves, wearing Bass Pro's own prices. The store, the brand, and the markup all became the same company. When the same hand builds the shelf, stocks the shelf, and prices the shelf, who exactly is competing to give you a better deal? Now for the receipts, because this channel does not deal in feelings. We have spent the last month testing this exact question, product by product. Braided line. Almost every braid on Earth is woven from the same two fibers, and the $10 spool at Walmart is spun from the same fiber family as the $30 spool under the Bass Pro spotlights. The fish cannot tell them apart because there is almost nothing to tell apart. Rods. Walmart's own house brand runs an IM7 graphite blank, stainless guides, and a real cork handle for $37. A spec sheet you will find on the premium wall wearing an $80 to $300 tag. And coolers, my favorite. The $50 Walmart high-performance cooler got nicknamed the Yeti Killer by fishing forums, because in real ice tests, the $400 rotomolded Legends beat it by 1, maybe 2 days of ice. $350 for 1 extra day of cold, line, rod, cooler. 3 categories, 1 pattern. The performance lives in the materials, and the materials are cheap. What is expensive is the logo and the waterfall behind it. If you have ever walked out of that store having spent double what you planned, and you are starting to see why, hit subscribe, because this channel exists to do this math for you every week with no sponsor whispering in our ear. So why is this all coming apart now in 2026? 3 reasons. First, the internet ended the secret. Every gear forum, every comment section, every tackle shop conversation now carries the same message. The budget stuff works. Anglers post their Walmart rods next to their trophy base, and 1,000 people see it. The knowledge that used to belong to a few cranky old-timers at the boat ramp is now everybody's knowledge. Second, prices went one way while paychecks went the other. When money was loose, paying extra for the brand felt harmless. Now, a family looks at a $500 tackle run and asks the forbidden question, what am I actually getting? And third, and this is the one nobody says out loud, Walmart stopped being embarrassing. The house brand gear got genuinely good, quietly, with no marketing, no pro endorsements, no waterfall. The gap between the cathedral and the pegboard closed, and the price gap did not. That is the whole story in one sentence. The quality gap closed, the price gap stayed, and millions of anglers noticed. Now, the honest part, because we are not here to burn anything down. Is there still a reason to walk into Bass Pro? Absolutely. It is still the greatest showroom in fishing. If you want to put your hands on 20 rods before you buy one, that showroom is worth the trip. If you are buying a genuinely premium reel, the kind with sealed drags and machined gears for serious saltwater work, the premium is sometimes real. And we have said so in this series, every time it was true. And the boats, the destination stores, the aquarium your kid still talks about, none of that has an equal at Walmart. Because Walmart is not selling an experience. That is exactly the point. Bass Pro sells a feeling, and the feeling is wonderful. Walmart sells a price, and the price is honest. The mistake is paying for the feeling when all you needed was the fishing. So here's the practical split. Buy at Walmart, line, always, because braid is braid. Everyday rods, hooks, weights, soft plastics, coolers, the workhorses where the physics is simple and the markup is pure logo. Buy at Bass Pro. What your hands need to judge. A high-end reel you want to feel spin. Boots you need to try on. The truly premium pieces where the engineering is real. Walk the cathedral, test everything, then be honest about which side of the list each item is on. So here is the uncomfortable question that ends this story. If the same braid is $9 instead of $30, the same blank is $37 instead of $300, and the cooler gives up 1 day of ice for $350 back, what exactly is the cathedral charging you for? The waterfall you looked at for free, the elk that never blinked, the logo on the bag. Anglers are not angry at Bass Pro. They are just done paying its decoration bill. The store that was built by a fisherman who could not find honest gear has become the place fishermen leave to go find honest gear. And that is the part Johnny Morris would understand better than anyone. Because in 1972, he was the guy on the wrong side of the counter, looking at overpriced tackle, thinking, I can do better than this. Somewhere in a Walmart aisle right now, a million anglers are having his exact thought. So do what he did. Do the math. Walk the cheap aisle with open eyes. Buy the performance. Skip the decoration. And spend the difference on gas, bait, and time on the water. Because time on the water is the only thing in this sport money cannot fake. Now I want to hear from you. Have you made the switch? Partly, fully, or not at all? And what was the one purchase that opened your eyes? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want the receipts behind everything you just heard, the $9 braid, the $37 rod, the $50 Yeti killer, those 3 full breakdowns are right here on the channel. Watch the line video first. It is the one that started everything. I'll see you there.